he looks at me and he goes like this. He just goes, and I look at him and I'm like, what? And I have no idea. I have no idea.
That is mind blowing. I can't even believe that happened.
Hey,
Speechless.
I don't know. We're still. It's, you know what, we're waiting for Stephen Carroll, who's going to be a little bit late today. I don't know why, but he's going to be here. So listen, so while we're doing this, welcome guys. I'll wait. Oh, it is the top of the hour. It's Wednesday night here in the US. It is Thursday in the UK, and my good buddy Ian right there. He's down here.
Hello.
Ian's joining us from the UK, and then sitting in for Miss Bridget Becker-Ham, there she is, my dear friend Michelle. Nice to see you. Nice to see you here.
So nice to be here.
Yeah, lovely to see you.
You all might be noticing that there's one person missing from this. It's Stephen. So we're just gonna give a little.
There's always one, isn't there? There's always one.
What? And doesn't Bridget call him Stephen Stephen or Stephen Stephen?
That's true.
I'm filling in for her, so I gotta, fill the shoes.
You do have to, yeah. So I wonder if he'll actually show up tonight. I have no idea, but we've already got people checking in the chat. So as we're doing the introduction, introductions, we'll give Stephen just a second to come on. I'm sure he'll be here, but people are already checking in. Brian Daly is out there saying hello, giving us a what's up.
What's up?
That's a very interesting spelling on that. Good to see you. Let's see. Let's all do like some kind of a mystical thing, and maybe if we wave our hands like this, maybe we can get Stephen to show up.
Oh,
that was amazing.
I will tell you this. This moment right now is the moment Stephen Stephan is learning that Bridget isn't here and that Michelle and Ian are here.
You're seeing my live reaction to all of this.
But Stephen Stephan, don't worry. I'm going to call you the same thing Bridget does.
Do not worry. We've been on these. I feel like we've been on these a couple of times, so that's okay. That's okay.
All right, so it is just past the top of the hour. I want to welcome everyone to the Wednesday night performance, our Wednesday night broadcast. And for those who are just joining us, and I see some people coming into the chat saying they've just arrived and now we can start. So thank you for that. For those who are just joining, it is a little bit of a different show. Consistency anchors Stephen and I are here. Bridget had an event that she had to be at tonight. She couldn't be with us. So it's a 2-for bonus tonight with my dear friend Michelle over there. And then there's Ian, right? No, he's right there. And there's my good buddy Ian.
Somewhere.
Ian, who is over in the UK. And Ian, you run a very interesting business over there in the UK, but you work with people worldwide, and your business helps businesses and entrepreneurs become more visible online through their content. And you do an amazing job working with your clients. One of the things that I absolutely love about what you do is that you have a consultative background, and you worked for some of the biggest consulting firms in the world. So when you work with your clients, your smaller clients, or even your mid-sized clients, they're getting that world-class consultative expertise delivered to someone who could maybe not normally have afforded that kind of a consultant. So welcome aboard tonight.
Thank you.
How'd I do? Is that all right?
Perfect. Yeah, don't make me up too much for the world class, but it's perfect. It's perfect.
And a special thank you to you for being with us tonight, because it is 1 a.m. for you. So we're
my fiance said the heads up. That's why I've got one earpiece inside, trying to keep my voice down just a little bit. So if I get too loud, just like give me the quiet inside voice, Ian, inside voice.
So a sleeping fiance in the house as well. So, did you see that?
Make sure not to laugh. I have a very loud laugh, so I will make sure not to laugh, sir.
He's got the headpiece on. Did you see when I said I thanked him for being? I said to him when he went like this, he went, "It is." And down here, you see him here with us every week. It's my good friend Stephen Carroll. Thanks for being here. Stephen is on loan to us from the Orlando Law Group. Always amazing how generous they are. Stephen, you're the director of marketing there. And what I love about what you do, Stephen, is that you just put this incredibly positive spin and flair on everything that you do with social media, and it inspires me to no end. And then, Stephen, why don't you introduce Michelle?
Michelle, you're gonna have to introduce her, my friend. Yes, you're gonna have to do it. You're gonna have to do it. I wasn't prepared. I didn't have my notes with me.
and then sitting right over here is Michelle. Michelle, you and I have been friends forever. Michelle, you're in the United States, you're up in Pennsylvania. And what Michelle does is she helps people in all levels of communication. So parents communicating with children, business owners communicating with their staff, salespeople communicating with their prospects, and you use a formula and a system to help people unlock the way you should communicate with people to open up those conversations and make everyone feel engaged.
Don't let anyone not introduce Chris. So don't let any of that happen.
Are you saying nobody should introduce me? It's fine.
I mean, don't let anyone not introduce Chris. Do not let anyone not introduce Chris Prouty.
Stephen, what I love about you is that you are a master of words. No. Stephen, in addition to not getting paid for being here, you're not getting paid by the word.
Paid for word. Yes, no, Chris is amazing. If he hasn't been introduced yet, he coaches people. He gets into that money they want monthly, not yearly. So he restructures their mind there. And what I love about you, man, is you live what you do. So you have awesome pictures. You attack social media from a very genuine angle. I love that.
Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. So guys, an interesting show tonight. This is the first Wednesday in December, first Thursday in December in the UK, and we are barreling in on the end of the year. So, it's probably a good time to think about the advice that we could give entrepreneurs and business owners as we approach the end of the year. And people, I think people go in one of two directions this time of year, and I hear it all the time. People are either like, okay, I'm going to take a break, I'm going to cool down, I'm going to relax for December so that I can get ready for next year. And then the other camp is I'm going to go full on in December, and I'm going to see how much I can get done and how much more business I can get. Ian, what's your experience? What do you see from people over there in the UK that you work with? Is there a different attitude over there?
No, well, I guess it splits two ways. So you have some businesses that do try to accelerate everything before year end, right? There's maybe some budget left if they're slightly larger, they've not used it up, so they're trying to push through. You're
still here. I just gave you full screen.
I'm still here. Good. And then yeah, you have, I think a lot of particularly the smaller, what I would call the solopreneurs, or your tiny businesses. Just the terminology, 2, 3, 4 people, they're to ease up a little bit and feeling like, oh, well, there's no point, everybody's getting busy and they're not necessarily thinking about, just pushing through. But I think it's habit, isn't it? And then for a lot of the smaller businesses, it's about pressing through and starting to get some of that momentum forward. Because you don't want to start from a stop-start like a lot of other people do, let's be honest, from the 1st of January. You want to be moving that momentum through these final 3-4 weeks, so you're starting ahead of the curve.
Yeah, I completely agree. Michelle, what's your experience? And Michelle, let me ask you this. Is it different this year in what you're seeing with the entrepreneurs that you work with? Is it different because year 2020 has been?
I think people they have so much momentum built up because they're able to do so much more virtually. And I compare it to weight loss. You don't want to stop that momentum. You don't want to stop working out and go, you know what? I'm just going to take the next 3 weeks off. I'm going to eat, I'm going to drink, and I'll start back up in January. Because then you're so far behind the 8 ball, you have to keep that momentum going and work through it and don't quit. Consistency is key.
Yeah, I totally agree with you in that consistency, because this really is the time to press down. I say it all the time. I'm saying now, it is time to press down on the gas. Truly, we are approaching, this is the home stretch. I mean, if you're the kind of person that runs a race and you see that finish line coming up and you just decide, well, hey, you know what? I'm going to take it easy, and maybe the next race I'll try to get that finish line. No. Now is the time. You've got 4 weeks, and so what if there's Christmas Eve, Christmas, New Year's Eve within that 4 weeks? You've got the weekends, you've got the overnights. I mean, look, you know me, I'm not afraid of hard work at all. And I don't mind spending those hours. I don't mind, burning a couple of extra hours at night, maybe 4 extra hours at night to get it done. But I want to finish the year strong. What do you think, Steven?
I think, I wonder sometimes why are holidays a good time for marketing? And I think it's because great marketing talks to what's going on in someone's mind, and I think in the holidays they offer us an opportunity because everyone's starting to think in a similar way. Like, for instance, and it's going to sound corny, but the Christmas spirit, like the giving spirit, everyone's starting to think like that. So I think with your marketing, with your company, with whatever you're doing, attach yourself to some of that, show how you're giving back, it's a time to lean into a lot of that and take advantage of that. If you're just silent during that time, you've missed an opportunity, and I think that's why a lot of companies, you'll see them make post about the holidays, is because it's a time when they know that's what people are thinking right now. So they're assimilating with their mindset,
Yeah, I agree. I wonder if there's
I love Christmas, so there's that as well.
I just wonder if there's anything with, with Christmas, Hanukkah, with all of the holidays that are coming up. I wonder how many people are like, well, I'm just going to take a day off to do the grocery shopping. I'm going to, take a day off to do the present shopping. And they don't structure that in a way that still allows them to finish the year strong.
Well, sometimes that day turns into 2 days and 3 days. It's like when you stop working out, that first day after that, you're like, oh, you know what? I don't think I want to do that tomorrow. I have other stuff to do. But once you stop that momentum like that, think of how long it took to get to where you are. And if that ball's rolling and you come to a complete stop, come January 1st, it's going to take you time to get that momentum back again.
That's it. It's like that dopamine hit, isn't it? From continuing with the habit, you get that dopamine hit. It just becomes part of you. You almost start missing it when you stop. But when you do stop, that dopamine tails off very, very quickly. And suddenly that habit starts loosening just, every day almost. It becomes a bit of an exponential fall off.
I totally dig that he brought up dopamine. That's why I talk about
that is so Christmas like, yes.
You hear me? I am a dopamine detox person. Like, I will seriously, if something releases dopamine, I'll eliminate. I'll move it away. I don't watch TV. I don't do any kind of gambling. None of that stuff. So that when I do my job, it's like this massive burst of dopamine because I've limited it everywhere else. It's like if you only ate like not raw, but unseasoned plain chicken for like 3 weeks, and suddenly you had a bite of a pizza, you'd be like, oh my God, my taste buds just blew up. That's what happens to my body because I limit, and people are probably thinking this sounds crazy, but I limit the dopamine everywhere else.
Yeah, and I've done that. I've eaten plain chicken for a really long time.
Oh yeah.
I actually did. I actually had like cabbage soup for like 2 weeks straight. I don't recommend that for anyone.
Oh wow!
Unbelievable.
So,
but the people who live in Poland have that. That's just their lifestyle.
I'm Italian. I need to do cabbage.
When I was in college, I will admit this. When I was in college, and I lived in a dorm, where I lived, there was something called the party size pizza, which I don't think you can find anywhere else in the world. The party size pizza is literally the size of a back seat of a car. Like there's probably like 100 pieces in a party size pizza. If there's anybody here from New England that's watching with us, just find a picture of a party size pizza, post it in the chat. These things are massive. And I would order one of those in college on a Sunday, and it was my meals for the entire week, 3 meals a day for the entire week. That's how big these things were.
Wow.
Why are we talking about this?
I'm sorry. I got you all on track.
We started on chicken.
Yep. Your work is now your party-sized pizza. That's the moral of the story.
That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. I don't know.
For those who just clocked in, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, for those who are doing late, they are. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for them. What are some things? What are some things entrepreneurs could do to keep themselves motivated and pushing hard? For the next what is it? The second, and there's 31 days. I mean, that's 4 weeks. What are some things that the entrepreneurs that are listening to us, or the business people, coaches, consultants, network marketers?
The minute you said that, I thought we all should have got together for 50 minutes before the call and had a 31 days of Advent for entrepreneurs to do each day in the final month. Wouldn't that have been a good idea?
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, that would have been a great idea an hour ago.
But here we are. No, better late than never. No, I think the most important thing really is planning for next year, isn't it? That kind of helps put your focus past the 31st of December into that next year, and then everything that you're doing, from this quarter already, you then start focusing. I think just changing that focus a little bit helps you really push through and almost ignore the holidays, because they're obviously there and there are things that need to be done about that as well. But it just helps build that a little extra bit of momentum into those final few weeks.
Stephen, I think you'll agree that you shouldn't ignore, you should have the holiday spirit, right?
No, I think here's the thing is, you want to know how to add pressure onto yourself to get content out.
Yeah.
I think try to make it as timely and relevant as you possibly can, because what's going to happen is that if you make it super relevant and timely, and if you don't get it out fast enough, it's not relevant anymore. So if that's your goal, I feel like, I just did a glasses off thing, Chris, but no, but if that's your goal, if that's your goal, sometimes making super timely and relevant content, talking about some of that stuff, it puts that time limit on yourself to get it out there. And I think that's an easy way. But I mean, I'm someone who I lean into the holidays. Like I lean into them. I think, but ultimately making a list, we always talk about making a list. I love your idea of making a calendar, putting it on those things. But, I think now is the time to lean in to content, not lean away, because like you said, a lot of people are taking breaks, and what do they do on their breaks? They don't spend it out running in fields anymore. They spend it on Facebook. They spend it scrolling through social media. This is a time when everyone's going to be looking on social media to see, is he even going to dress up like Santa Claus and run around the office? Like, yes, he probably is. But
Wow. Michelle, can you explain something to me? What does it mean when someone says lean into something? I hear people say that all the time, and I have no idea what that means. And that makes me feel
boxing reference, Chris. It's a boxing reference.
It is? Oh, that is. It's a boxing reference.
You lean into the punches.
You lean into the punches.
Because if you pull away, you got to punch the punch back with your face.
Hashtag. I want everyone that's watching right now, we're creating a new hashtag, and I want to get this thing trending. If you're watching right now or in the replay, where'd Stephen go? Stephen just vanished. Could you please hashtag punch with your face? Because I really think
that is a way to get momentum for your business. Punch with your face. Just lean into it. Take the glasses off.
It would be like this. It would be like, oh! My face. What are we talking about? Okay, so here's the idea. I think a advent calendar for entrepreneurs the time has come. And actually, with my 4 children, that's what I'm going to do for them next year. Is I'm going to make an entrepreneurial advent calendar. They're going to open this thing and hope that there's going to be a little piece of chocolate in there. No way. There is not. Instead, what's going to be in there is a little thing that you can go do on social media to help build the business.
You could put a little boxing glove in there, and it could just pop out and punch him right in the face.
That's the calendar Stephen would have. It's like, what is this? A little face would come out and punch you.
Punch you.
I sense another graphic coming along. I sense a new graphic coming along for the show.
I'm going to make that my post tomorrow. I'm going to have just a boxing
punch
glove.
With your face.
Punch with your face.
Hashtag punch with your face. You know what? I'm inspired that there are people that are trying to keep this thing on track in the comments. Winnie is also in the UK, and she stayed up with us just like Ian stayed up with us. So Winnie's here talking about finishing strong is great, and I'm inspired to see that. Sonia's here with a show of hands. I have no idea what that means, but I feel like those hands are going to punch me. And Luke chimes in with, don't wait till dinner to start cooking. I don't know if that's a food reference or a business reference, but it's one of the two. And it certainly is.
I liked his advice, like start some of your Q1. I think it was him that said over there, start some of your Q1 stuff, like some sort of your Q1 stuff. Just go ahead and get started on it right now.
We do have a question from Rachel Pollock. Why do you think David always is so close to the camera?
Me?
Yes.
Hold on.
Okay, so I lean in. That's why.
Because he's leaning in.
Okay.
Wait, I have a question for
Coach me, please.
I have a question for Rachel Pollack. Who is David? What? No one. There's no one on this thing named David right now.
I think honestly, I think she might be referring to me.
You think she's referring to you? So you're now Steven. Are you Steven, Steph, and David?
Yes, I'm Steven, Steph, and David. That's amazing.
I like the idea of planning Q1 during Q4. I think that's brilliant. And people that poor Winnie, look at Winnie. She's not only punching with her face, she put a face in with the hashtag. So a lot of people that know me right around September, they know that I stopped thinking about the current year because listen, if you don't have it done by September, if that momentum isn't going, it's going to be hard to pick it up in December. It can be done, but it's going to be hard. And I switch my thinking in September. I start thinking about Q1 2021, and in working in. And when you guys start thinking about? When do you guys start thinking about next year?
I started planning for next year, but one thing people can do is touch their business every day. Show up, be consistent. Right. Show up even when you don't want to.
It's a Simon Sinek principle, isn't it? It's an infinite game. This idea of quarter ends and it comes from the stock market fundamentally, and they all have to report quarterly, and that's kind of what structures it that way. But for everyone else out there that doesn't have that burden of regulatory reporting, business is an infinite game. The cutoffs, there's no particular cutoff that you're aiming for. It just keeps going, and that's kind of part of the fun of it. So you want to get into that cycle and recognize that there is no real end in sight necessarily that you're shooting for.
I really like the way you said that, and one of the things that I often think, and listen, I mean, this might sound like a critique because it is, but when people say like 2020 was to blame for something, you can't blame the number and the year for something that's happened to you. Things happened in 2020, but it's not 2020's fault. I remember back in 2018, like towards the end of the year, there were a bunch of celebrities that were all passing away. They were old and they were dying, but everybody was like, oh, screw you, 2018, for killing all the celebrities. And then all of a sudden, like the first week in January, like some celebrity died. And it's like, oh my God, it wasn't 2018 that was killing everybody. It's not 2020 that's screwing you people. It's you. It's the way you think that's screwing you. If you're out there thinking 2020, Michelle, calm me down.
Well, because you're right. And the thing is, it's all how you react to things. Yeah. Shit happens all the time. But you have to react in a positive way. You have to find the good in things. Yeah, things happened in 2020 that was crazy, but you have to look for good things that you can turn around. You have to look outside the box. You have to sometimes get super creative and find another way to do something.
Rosalie chimes in with a hashtag truth. Totally agree. I do get fired up over this because I really do believe the wrong things for the problems that they have. Hey, look, sorry something happened to you. It's not the year's fault. There's something inside of you that's making that happen, and you need to correct that. And I just get all fired up about it. Eileen chimes in with a question for Ian. Should our social media plan in December be holiday related? What do you think, Ian?
Well, I think it never hurts to be current, right? So you always want to be a little bit fluid with your social media. You might have planned a month in advance, 2 weeks in advance, depends what kind of cycle you're on. But if something happens that matters or pops into your head, yeah, why not? Share it, change it, tweak it. You're not a robot, you're a person. People are interacting with you because you're a person. So if it means something to you, talk about it.
Yeah. What do you think, Steven?
I love that. I completely wholeheartedly agree. Like if you love them, make that your thing and express that through your business because you're going to find people who love them as well and you're going to resonate with them. But then again, I'd say the same thing if your thing was loving being into other businesses and supporting other businesses, I'd say make sure that comes through your business. So ultimately it's about digging in deep of who you are and making sure that kind of comes through on your Facebook business account, on your personal account. So
Yeah.
And don't blame the year. You know, we create our destiny. You know, we create our destiny. So
Rosalie chimes back in. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. And forgive me if I'm not. But she says choice is a powerful thing, and suffering is optional. Totally agree. Every day you make a choice for how you're going to feel about things. I think what I want everyone that's here with us now live, or if you're watching over the next couple of days in the replay and you're hashtagging punch with your face, what I want you to do is, get out your planner. I always talk about it, but I never have it near me. Get out your planner and map out a plan for what you want to accomplish over the next 30 days. Like, write those big goals that you want to achieve in your business, and heck, do it in your personal life. Do it everywhere, but write out those big goals and then break those goals into 4 manageable chunks, and then break the 4 chunks into 7 each. And then there's your daily activity for the next 4 weeks. I am willing to bet that you could do more in the next 4 weeks if you followed that simple strategy than you got done in the last 4 months without a strategy like that. Michelle?
Absolutely. And if you take time and put like time chunks and say, okay, this hour I'm going to do this, and you do it with intention, you're going to get way more done than if you try to do multiple things all at once and get distracted, and you're going to be all over the place.
What do you think about sales for the next 4 weeks, Michelle? You work with a tremendous amount of salespeople, helping them do better with what they do. What's going to happen with sales over the next 4 weeks? Your prediction?
Oh, sales are going to be incredible. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the industry, and it depends on obviously the person, and if they have the momentum, and if they keep pouring in for the rest of the year and doing the things, their business could be very successful.
Yeah, I agree. And here's something somebody asked me today. They were wondering if they're a service-based company. They provide a service, and the question that they were asking is, should they offer a discount around the holidays? Should they discount their services around the holidays? What do you guys think?
Well, it's never a bad idea to bundle things. You could always bundle services. People like bundles. As far as discounts, I mean, everybody loves to get a discount if you're still able to be profitable and give a discount, and that's something you feel like you want to do for the holidays, or you want to do for people to help them out. I think it's a great idea.
Ian, what do you think?
Some people decide to do discounts and they lose money, and that's not a way to do business.
Maybe this is a bit controversial, but I'm all for discounts, but I normally like to ask for something in return as well. So if you're going to give a discount, it can be something quite small. It could just be a little a bit of feedback on whatever you're doing with them. Could be a testimonial. It doesn't have to take up a massive amount of time. But I always quite like this idea of, if I'm going to give you something, just give me a little something in return, so that we keep on the kind of that respectful level.
Yeah, that's called fair exchange, and that makes a lot of sense. My favorite thing to do if I offer kind of a discount is I ask for a video testimonial in return, because that's going to provide a tremendous amount of value for me. Guys, we're winding down towards the bottom of the hour. Only about 2 minutes to go, and we always try to keep this to a tight half hour. I am so inspired that you guys were here tonight, and I want to thank you for that. So before we have final words, Ian, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, to check out more about you, find out what you do, what's the best way for them to do that?
Facebook page. Go to my Facebook page. Big sometimes talk with me, grab a coffee, maybe a whiskey if it's a little bit later in the evening. I am from Scotland. There we go. And yeah, to drop into my DMs, slide into those DMs, and we'll start a conversation.
For those listening who don't know what that means send him a DM. I'll ask Ian to comment on the video with his connection information, because his tag just says Ian M, but it's Ian McMichael, and spelled intuitively. And hearing you say that, the next time you and I meet, let's make sure we have those whiskeys together while we're doing that. That'll make our meeting fun. Stephen, if people are looking to get a hold of you, what is the best way for them to do that?
Just look up the Orlando Law Group on Facebook. I'm always on that. Yeah. My name's right there. You can look me up on Facebook, add me, feel free to add me, and just reach out, guys. Let me know what you're doing in the holidays. Let me know how I can help you guys.
And Michelle, if people want to open up their world and learn how to communicate better, to have better sales, to have better, just a better life with everyone, how would you like them to get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. It's Michelle Lee _721. Anyway, just you'll find me because Chris, I'm trying to be everywhere, just like you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And so, Ian, if you had to give one power tip right now, what's that power tip?
Start planning your Q1. Make sure that's done. Get it done this week before Friday.
Awesome. Before Friday. Very good. Stephen, what's your power tip?
My power tip is if you're not taking videos right now and doing videos in marketing, do them right now. Start now. Get used to them, guys. Just do some videos. Just get used to them. Don't tell yourself, I'm not going to post. I'm just going to see what they look like. But eventually, post one.
Michelle?
Show up every day. Touch your business every day.
Amazing. My power tip is clear out the distractions to unlock the focus. Remove those distractions. Get into a Zen-like state with your business. Clear out those distractions. Get that focus. Get that work done. Ian, thanks for being with us here today.
Thank you.
Stephen, as always, thank you for being here.
Thank you, my friend.
Michelle, my dear friend, you get the last word.
Well, thank you for everything. And I hope everybody has a fantastic night and gets punched in the face.